Hey guys, Lencac here. Just wanted to do a little update on the K31 that I have the Bad Ace mount on. As you saw in my last video of taking it to the range, I did some, in the first outing to the range, the mount came loose. Upon inspection of the mount, I discovered that looking at things, I saw that the mount, on the underside of the mount here, was only contacting the receiver right here, because this is where this crest is. It's just ever so slightly raised, and so it would never sit flush on it. And I could tell that by using my feeler gauge. When it was on, I could put the feeler gauge up underneath it here, and I could see that it was only making contact. Plus, I could see the marks here on it that it left. So as an experiment to see if it was a viable mount that would actually work, if it was all seated to the receiver properly, what I did is I took and I made a brass shim to fit underneath it, because that's soft metal, and I put it underneath the mount like that so that when the mount was tightened down, it would, you know, the nature of the 5,000 thick brass shim would kind of seat, it would let it seat itself, so to speak, which it did, and as you saw, it shot very well. So I think the mount is a viable mount, but I want to come up with a more permanent fix for it. Because after I got done shooting that day, I noticed that this shim, I could see that the shim was slightly wanting to work its way out from underneath the mount here, between here and the receiver. But so what I wanted to do is, then what I did is I took and I used my Dremel, my motor tool, and I cleaned out the very center of this here just a little bit. And so that it's not in contact with the center of the receiver. Now I'm thinking that it's gonna seat itself along each side of the receiver here, which should provide it some very good lateral stability and allow it to clamp down and get all tight and stay in place. So that's what I did, and now what I'm going to do is, I think I've tested it, kind of gave it a cursory overview, but now I'm going to put it together and check it again with my feeler gauge, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, so I got the mount put back down, and I put blue Loctite on the screw here, got it torqued down so it's all good and tight. And now, if what I'm doing here should work out, this is a 2/1000 feeler gauge, and as you can see, it will not go up under there. So that side, and on the other side too, if you can see, yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, guys. But it's where the mount, where it meets the receiver, it's tight on that side too, but at the same time, going to be a little hard to see, but if I go to the center of it, it will, if I go to the center of it, it will allow it to go up underneath. So which means now that this mount is like a rail now. It's where it's just contacting the receiver on both sides of this radius, and in the very center of that radius, because I relieved it a little bit, it's not contacting the crest on the receiver itself anymore. So I'm thinking that that's going to allow this to remain in place and not move around at all. But I guess the proof is in the pudding, so to speak, and so I suppose this is going to have to make me go out to the range and try it again. Darn, huh? But at any rate, guys, that's what I wanted to show you. I'm going to put the scope back on it. It should be I would think it'd be relatively close to where it was before, but it'll obviously have to be re-sighted in. All right, guys, I got the scope back on it, and we'll obviously need to go back out to the range and give it a whirl again. Hopefully this will be pretty much a more of a permanent setup now on it. The other way I had it before with the brass shim under it as a kind of a cushion. I knew it was just a temporary thing. I just wanted to see if the scope mount itself would actually, work, and it seemed to. So I did what I just showed you. But so I got it back mounted on, and next thing is to take it out to the range again and give it another try. It'll probably be, I don't know, it might be another week or so before I get to the range, just the way my schedule is, and the holiday and that sort of thing. And not only that, but it's going to be hotter than hell here for the next week, well over 100, maybe as high as 107 degrees here. Whoever thought that would be in Oregon, right? But at any rate, guys, that's just a short little video I wanted to show you about how I was dealing with the issue of this bad ace mount. Take care, guys. Lencac over and out.